team. So walang nangyaring inspection, pero may mga pirma, so nabayaran. So ganun kasama na, Mr. President, at ganun kagahama na. Kasi sa halip na substandard, hindi na talaga ginawa para yung buong budget para sa project, nilaro na sa casino.
Yun talaga ho, yun talagang karumal-dumal na ho ang tawag ho natin dyan dahil ni isang hollow block o isang buhangin, wala hong tinambak ho doon sa flood control.
And the President himself, he saw for himself that kind of an activity. Sabi niya, nakita niya, ghost project. Wala siya nakita pala, pero alam niya ghost project kasi dapat based on the website ng DPWH, meron talagang dapat na naponduhan at nabayaran doon sa lugar na pinuntahan niya na wala naman siya nakita.
Receive a few questions, Mr. President.
Certainly to my honorable chairman of the Committee on Finance.
Thank you, Senator Lacson. When you were giving your privilege speech 2 weeks ago, you showed a contractor there by the name of Darcy and Anna. And I took note of that name because you also mentioned that contractor, I think it was a sole proprietor, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. Sole proprietorship.
And that struck me because when we were looking at the top 15 contractors that were mentioned by the President, we were surprised to learn that 4 of them are also sole proprietor. This is QM Builders. The other one is Wawa Builders. I think you also mentioned Wawa Builders in your privilege speech. MG Samidian, and then Road Edge. Just to give the body information, QM Builders has a contract from 2022 to 2025 of 7.3 billion pesos.
Sole proprietorship.
Ang Wawa Builders, 4.2 billion pesos. MG Samidian is 5 billion. And Road Edge, about 4.5 billion pesos. Typically, sa pagkaalam ko, Mr. Chairman, sole proprietor typically are created by entrepreneurs managing their very small business. Typically, mga grocery or hardware or bakery. But first time ko nakakita na isang sole proprietor, 7.3 billion pesos ang kontrata in a span of 3 years. So that's about 2 to 3 billion every year. May I know from the good gentleman if he has also saw this unusual, it's not illegal, just to put it on record, but it's unusual. And may I pick the brains of the good gentleman on why this unusual practice is present in this type of government projects?
Hindi na rin po nakakapagtaka kasi sa loob mismo ng pickup, yung Contractor Accreditation Board, may 2 contractor na simultaneously or overlapping while serving as director of pickup, they still own their respective construction firms. Yung isa yung Escalante, AN Escalante, or anyway, Escalante Construction Corporation. Yung isa AGB, Ernie G. Paggao. And then when I called the attention of the board, di ba nagdinig agad sila ng possible shenanigans inside the board. So I dug deeper and I found out that 2 of their directors, ganun nga, one was appointed in September of 2023 and at the same time, meron silang pinirmahang kontrata with DPWH. Ang katwiran po nung isa, particularly si Director Escalante, ang sinasabi ro doon sa RA 4566, the law that created pickup, isang requirement, isang qualification, kailangan contractor ka. And I don't dispute that. Parang this is akin to a the qualification to be a judge, dapat lawyer ka. Pero sinasabi naman sa kabilang batas, no? Because yung RA 4566 was passed in 1965. Yung RA 6713 was passed in 1989. So libre siya sa 4566 pero di siya liligtas sa 6713, yung Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards. Because maliwanag doon, kapag ikaw contractor o maski anong linya ng iyong hanap buhay business at ikay pumasok sa isang agency ng government, lalo na kung regulatory body ito, like the PICAP, within 30 days, kailangan mag-divest ka. Hindi naman sinasabing bawal yung contractor na pumasok, pero by God, kailangan mag-divest ka, yun ang sinasabi ng batas. But you know, one of the board directors, yun ang kanyang defense. Sabi niya, requirement niya, contractor eh. But he did not divest. Kasi nga, maliwanag sa record, and I think if cases are filed against them for violating RA 6713, open in that case because you just refer to the records and there you go. Yun na yung ebidensya na talagang they violated the law, particularly RA 6713. So, hindi na rin po ako nagtataka na makakuha ng kontrata na ganyang kalalaki maski single proprietorship. By the way, I also mentioned in my previous speech na yung Darcy and Anna, nung pinuntahan po namin yung registered, kasi Google lang naman eh, makita mo yung address, nung pinuntahan, wala na po, ang nakalagay doon, parang e-payment store, at saka gym. Nawala na yung karatula na sila construction firm. So, medyo multo na yung proyekto, multo pa rin yung nag-undertake ng project. So, ganun kasama yung situation.
Correct. Mr. Chairman, nasa slide, ito po yung mga top 15 contractors named by the President. And 4 of them are sole proprietors. Just, for me kasi, this is the first time that I've seen a sole proprietor handling multi-billion contracts, especially from the government. And alam natin, ang sole proprietors, unlimited liability. Meaning, if something goes wrong, pati bahay mo pwedeng kunin. Savings account mo pwedeng.
Unlike a corporation.
Unlike a corporation, you have some protection. So it's really I would say unusual practice that a sole proprietor will engage in a multi-billion contract. But on the other side, risk rin to sa gobyerno because kung may nangyari, hahabulin mo siya at wala naman siyang asset, problema rin tayo because it's a sole proprietor. But it's just this is something that I feel is a red flag in terms of this practice. I think itong ganitong practice is dapat tignan mabuti ng PCAP and also ng DPWH because sole proprietors are not meant to handle multi-billion contracts. Ang theory ko, good gentleman from Cavite, is dahil pag sole proprietor, isa lang kausap mo eh. Yung may-ari lang eh. So, ibig sabihin, meron kayong mga arrangement, meron kayong bigayan, meron kayong sharing dun sa income, isa lang kausap mo. Unlike a corporation, you have to declare dividends, you have to pass a board resolution, you have to talk to all the directors. But a sole proprietor, you only have to talk to one person, which is the owner of that corporation. So, in this case, mabilis kausap dahil isa lang. The other theory that I have is, paka-front lang to sa mga district engineers or regional directors. Because kanina, I heard during the hearing of the Blue Ribbon, tinatanong nila yung Wawaw Builders kung ano yung mga proyekto. Wawaw is a sole proprietor. Tinatanong nila yung mga proyekto, hindi niya masagot. No? Baka nga, hindi niya masagot dahil hindi naman siya talaga ang gumagawa ng project na yun. No? Ibang tao ang gumagawa ng project.
Which brings to light, Mr. President, na yung lisensya, hinihiram ng district engineer at sila nag-i-implement. We have this case, we talked to one of the contractors whose license was borrowed. Ang problema niya, nakita niya na pala na hindi pala ginawa yung project na kung saan ginawa yung hiniram na lisensya niya.
Mm.
So, worried na worried siya na siya yung puputukan kasi siya yung nakapirma.
Mm.
And that's an ongoing problem insofar as that particular contractor is concerned. I don't know how he will be able to resolve it, but wala na yung kanyang mga kausap na suspend na.
Mm.
Ito yung sina Bryce Hernandez, Alcantara, at saka yung another one.
Mm.
So, we also have information na they even, I'm referring to Bryce Hernandez and company, they even resorted to forging the signatures of the inspection team. So, wala nangyari inspection, pero may mga pirma, so, nabayaran.
Hmm.
So, ganong kasama na, Mr. President, at ganong kagahama na. Kasi sa halip na substandard, hindi na talaga ginawa para yung buong budget para sa project, nilaro na sa casino.
Yun talaga ho, yun talagang karumal-dumal na ho ang tawag ho natin dyan dahil ni isang hollow block o isang buhangin, wala hong tinambak ho doon sa flood control.
And the President himself, he saw for himself that kind of an activity. Sabi niya, nakita niya, ghost project. Wala siya nakita pala, pero alam niya ghost project kasi dapat based on the website ng DPWH, meron talagang dapat na napondohan at nabayaran doon sa lugar na pinuntahan niya na wala naman siya nakita.
I think my point of the matter, Mr. President, the gentleman from Cavite is, for me, again, personally, these are red flags, although not legal, but red flags. And from my experience in the private sector and also in the government sector, this type of sole proprietor bidding for multi-billion projects are not best business practices. Normally, businessmen will not risk their house and their savings account to go into business. Normally, they would want to have certain level of protection so that they will not put their own personal asset at risk. And these are just red flags that the Blue Ribbon Committee should look at. Although, honestly, we're still doing a lot more analysis on this. But I just want to bring this out to the good gentleman since he also brought out a contractor who is also a sole proprietor.
And thank you for bringing this out, Mr. President, gentleman, the honorable gentleman from Valenzuela. This has brought to light kung ano talagang extent ng mga anomalya. Ang unang, ang entry point dito talaga pick-up eh.
Yes.
In the first place, why would pick-up issue an accreditation?
Correct.
And then, how would pick-up renew their licenses? Kasi every year, they have to renew their license eh.
Mm.
So, nandun yung unang anomalya. Pangalawa na lang yung sa DPWH.
Correct.
So, we really have a big problem, Mr. President.
At sabi niyo kanina itong si Escalante and the other director, I was just comparing this with ERC, who's a regulator. Requirement rin doon, experience in energy. So kukuha ka from someone from the energy sector, pero hindi ibig sabihin that that commissioner can do business with government.
No, Mr. President.
So it's really it's a plain and simple conflict of interest.
Sabi ko nga, Mr. President, yung katwiran ni board member or board director Escalante, parang kahilintulad ng yung huwes, bago ma-appoint, kailangan abogado. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na pwede siya mag-practice pa rin, kasi huwes na siya. Pwede pa rin siya merong law firm na huwes pa siya. Kailangan mag-divest siya or tumigil siya ng pagpa-practice ng law.
Correct.
Ganun po yung analogy. Kung susundan natin yung pangangatwiran ni Director Escalante, yun. Sabi niya, ang requirement daw, contractor eh. Ang requirement pagiging huwes, abogado eh.
At the very least, Your Honor is out of delicadeza. Huwag ka na magnegosyo with government. You can do private contracting, let's say sa mga private developers or other developers. At the very least, out of delicadeza.
Basta wala nang conflict of interest, Mr. President.
I think but yung delicadeza ho is
Mas importante.
pero hindi
Pero kung konting tao may delikadesa, Mr. President.
sa corruption ho walang delicadeza.
Lalo na, Mr. President.
So, the corruption ho, garapalan ho ang pinapaira ho doon. Thank you to the gentleman from Cavite. Thank you for enlightening us with what's happening in government, and I fully support his advocacy and crusade to weed out the DPWH of these corrupt syndicates. Maraming salamat.
Thank you very much for your intervention, Your Honor.
Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr. President. Mr. President,